Good afternoon, brothers and sisters, lovers, haters, boys and girls, vibrations of the mind of the one true God. Hope everybody's well. I feel fantastic today. Second McDonald's of the day though. 2 drive-thrus and all. Just been a slob. 3D Fight Club review. Said I was going to do a review for y'all. So, first of all, the venue was absolutely stunning, was it not? What a venue. It was dazzling. That's what it was. The venue was dazzling. I've never boxed at a venue quite like that. Boxed at some good venues, but nothing quite as smart and like elaborate looking as that. What a venue. It looked really good. The quality of the fights, what I thought, I'm not putting anybody down here, but the quality of the fights I thought was to be expected. I thought the quality was to be expected because, they were mostly novices and YouTubers. So, I thought the quality of the fights were to be expected. There was 1 or 2 tasty looking fighters in there. I'll get to that. But like I say, the quality was to be expected. It wasn't exactly high level boxing, was it? But it was what it was. There were YouTubers fighting each other. So what else did we expect? The fight of the night for me was Dring fighting Trolls. That was fight of the night for me because I was just like buzzing and excited watching it, and there were 2 people of like a similar level, both novice-fied, but novice-fied, is that even a word? Both novices, both raw, both green, but it made for a good fight. I actually thought Fighting Trolls was going to get him out of there at one point, but he took a good crack, mate. Like you could see the sweat coming off his bonds, and took a good crack, mate. And it was what it was. KO of the night, knockout of the night for me, went to the Swan. I thought the Swan landed probably one of the best punches, if not the best punch of the night. Timed it lovely. The lad was just as the lad was coming in, he was just nudging back. He had the weight on the back foot and just delivered it right across the chin, left hand. Brilliant shot. And that was all she wrote for his opponent. KO of the night was definitely for me, was the Swan. For me was the Swan, definitely. However, later on in the thing, I don't know if it was the co-main or what it was, I'm not sure. But the fight with Michael Ord, the Swan jumped through the ropes and, whatever he was doing, started like sort of challenging that other boy. I can't remember the name of that other boy, kind of like sort of staunch, stocky lad with knee neck. Can't remember his name, to be honest, but he was fighting Michael Ord. And I thought, to be honest, it was quite disrespectful what he done and went out and like stamped on the ring like that. And he doesn't seem like that type of person really to do something like that. But I know what it's like. Sometimes emotions can get the better of you. But, for one, you're not supposed to leave that neutral corner while your opponent's getting a count or until the fight has been declared over. You're not supposed to leave that neutral corner. And it's quite disrespectful to go up to a man that you've just put down, and sort of like double foot stamp just next to his head or whatever it was, and like whatever. So it's disrespectful, and but that was what it was. But then the Swan jumped in there. The Swan obviously felt a certain way about that, didn't he? And he jumped in this like half squaring up to the mush, and then I think Dean sort of put it on him when he got out, which I suppose that's that's what happens. When you break protocol. I mean, you never jump in the ring, the Swan. You never ever jump in the ring before the fight's been declared over. That's just, it kind of goes without saying. But there's ring security, and that perhaps should have been there to deal with that type of thing. What's left in this? The main event I thought the main event between Danny Duval, whatever they call him. Now that boy who was boxing Duval, Danny, the boy who was boxing Danny, to me, looked like the most talented fighter on the card. That was my opinion. He looked like the best fighter on the card. He had something about him, he had movement, he was giving a bit of weight away as well. And he put him down, whatever. Did he put him down twice? Or definitely put him down. You know, and I think if that fight had went on, I think Danny Duval would have been beaten. I think he would have been beaten quite convincingly. But this is what happens with bare knuckle, you know what I mean? You only have to give someone sort of half a clout in the right place. And, you know, you can get that sort of swelling, you can get them hematomas. But that Danny's opponent, who looked like the most talented fighter, looked like the most schooled, conventional fighter, you know, on the card. To me, you know, Danny Duval, you know, he didn't look like much, to be honest. No disrespect to him, he's got a bit of bare knuckle experience, but hasn't got much of a style, has he? And not much of a skill set either. But you know, he went home with a belt, didn't he? So fair play to him. I've spoke to 3 of the fighters today. 2 of them rang me, and I rang one of them just to check in. And apparently they haven't been paid yet. You know, they're not even really sure why. You know what I mean? On all the 12 or so paid fights that I've had, you know, you do never ever not leave, you'll never leave the venue without getting your money. Most of the time you're paid up front before you even start warming up. You know, it's definitely an alien concept to me, you know, a fighter leaving the arena without getting his wages. But, you know, they might have a reason, there may be reasons, they may be waiting on this or that, you know, I don't know. It's maybe some new system, you know, that I've never heard of. But hopefully the lads will get squared up and it'll all go well, you know, they can maybe put another show on and do it again. But Ben Hatchett, I knew I'd missed someone out. Our Ben Hatchett flattened Bobby Kay. It was a bit of a mismatch, you know, and in fairness, I like Ben Hatchett, you know, he's really turned things around since he had that bit of, you know, the fracas at the original press conference. You know, he has turned it round. He's you know, he's radiating a lot of positivity, if you ask me. But I think Bobby Kay needs the not Bobby Kay, man. I think Ben Hatchett. I think he needs the rounds. You know, he's flattened 3 people in the first round. Well, that's all very well doing stuff like that, but when you come up against somebody who's not going to go down so easy, you know, that's when we find out how good you are. He's got a good record, 3 knockouts, 3 first round knockouts, you know, who can knock that? But, you know, it doesn't always work in your favour. You know, when you are dragged into deep water, you know, how are you going to fare then? It might be fine, but as it stands, nobody knows. But I'm glad everybody got home safe and well. I hope the boys get squared the money up and, you know, they're all happy with the wages. Thanks for listening. It's gone on a little bit, this video, but if you've watched it to the end, thanks for listening. Bye-bye for now, people.